Where are we taking it to?
How do you know?
We're going to the Monroeville Mall.
Jesus going to take the wheel to Monroeville Mall, Jesus.
He's going to take the wheel to the Monroeville Mall.
To the mall.
To the mall. To the Monroeville Mall.
To the mall.
I remember I met this guy on a date out in Monroeville Mall. It was so funny. Oh, I remember that. I was like, I should hate the mall because of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do online shopping, because of that one.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
Online shopping.
Because of him.
I can't.
Going to the mall with that one. I'm shopping it online.
Okay.
Time for his shenanigans.
I'm going to assume. Yep, I already know.
What?
Everything is going to be a surprise to Sean.
Every
really?
Thursday, it's my birthday. I'll be like, that's what happened this week.
Like,
Every Thursday, it's my birthday.
It's my birthday this Thursday.
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday. Thursday. It's your birthday.
Hey, girl, hey. We are in the building. Hey, girl, hey podcast, Urban Media today. We are. Yes, we are. Did you pick up your nose?
Not yet.
Okay, good.
It's bound to come down.
Hey, girl, Hey, girl, hey podcast on Urban Media today. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I'm the chatter chick, LaShawn.
And I'm y'all millennial chick, Jeer.
With the hardest Pittsburgh accent. I'm telling you, should nobody not know where you're from? Like, seriously, you are super Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. It's Jeer from Pittsburgh. I gotta go get my hair done. My hair. Going over here to the north side. North side. Hilarious.
That is real Pittsburgh, though, Jer.
It's so Pittsburgh.
You know how you don't realize it until people tell you. You know, so I had no idea until people.
I didn't know until I moved to Baltimore, and the Baltimoreans, they have really thick.
Why is that? It's like almost.
I don't know.
It's real. It's almost like I'm not making
Baltimore
fun of
and Pittsburgh actually have similar.
No, they don't. Baltimore. It sounds as if it sounds like
not
when people
no. Not
deaf,
the black Baltimore. The white.
Okay,
Baltimore.
the white Baltimore. But with Baltimore, it sounds like when people are deaf, and you know how when they try to say their words, some of their words are like it's like mute. Baltimore people talk like that to me. Like,
be careful because they get mad about that. Don't talk about that.
I know they always be thinking they trying to fight. That's what the shot was filmed there, but that's vacant.
The shot was not. The shot was filmed in Chicago. You talking about The Wire?
The Wire. Okay, it's The Wire. So same thing. It's all crime and whatever.
It's called The Shy.
The Wire.
Same thing. Oh my god.
Same thing. It's all same.
Yeah.
But you ain't. Don't be. You ain't all that bad because you come from Baltimore. People just be mixing people in.
I don't come from no Baltimore.
No, I'm talking about the Baltimore people. I know where you come from, home Woody.
So Sean Sleepy to the Hill. Thank you.
Hill Woody
double all day, baby. Okay.
Hillian.
Okay.
Oh, wood.
I'm a Hillian.
You're a Hillian.
She can call me a hillbilly. I appreciate it.
Hillian.
All right. So this is the first time listening to the Hey Girl, Hey podcast. We appreciate you checking us out. We are live on Facebook because we have a special guest today, and we're going to have some, questions if you want to ask some questions or whatever. Dr. Anthony Todd Carlisle is going to join us around 7:30 and talk about his new book, his novel. And his novel is called, I have it right here. I got it right here.
Me too.
I got it right here. It's right here.
You too, Sean.
Yeah. I got it. And I feel so stupid because it's right here, but it's like shuffled in between. It's right here. It's The Souls of Clayhatchee. And the name of this episode is, where the hell is Clayhatchee? So we're going to ask him. And he's also my frat brother. So Blue Fi,
Mm-hmm. And he's my cousin, my first cousin.
So wait, how is he your cousin, but not your cousin? Because y'all cousins.
He's my cousin from my mom's side. Sean's cousin from my dad's side.
We're both
dad. So my dad's side. He's cousin on my dad's side. On my dad's side. All right. Let's cover some hot topics. You probably did not know, Jerry. Paul Mooney passed away.
Yes, he did.
So I got a group text of someone sharing the news that he passed away, and I was like, I thought he died a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
you didn't
swear
kill
I
Yo,
Paul.
thought Paul
why did I
Mooney
Kill.
no, I
died
did
a
too.
long
I did.
time ago. And I was, because
Okay.
people be repeating
Right.
old
Yeah.
news thinking that,
Right.
they done
Yeah.
spread something, and it's not even the case.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because he hasn't been, out on the scene
Mm-hmm.
for a little bit. But
Mhm.
yeah, Paul Mooney's been on. He's like he used to write for all the comedians.
Richard
Yeah. And I
Pryor,
didn't know that.
Yes.
So they were talking about
Eddie
it.
Murphy, Dave
Oh
Chappelle,
yeah.
and even before, more than that. But
Yeah,
he's a
way before them.
legend.
And
He
then
was on a
he used
Chappelle
to
show.
tell
Oh my
people
God.
off. He would tell
Off
people off like really, like kind of
without
nice, but kind of
blinking.
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't care. He had no filter at all.
Did
He
not
would point
care.
at white people in
None.
the audience, and I used to think like if I was a white person, I'd be like, I'm out of here. He
I'd
just
be
kind of
embarrassed.
told us
I
off
don't
like
want
exit stage left. I'm gone because he
Dave
was that kind
Chappelle.
of dude.
Dave Chappelle talked to TMZ, and he said that Paul Mooney was one of the best that ever did it. And I honestly agree with that. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad that I thought that he had already
But you
passed
killed him years
away.
ago.
I did. I killed him
Yeah,
years
you
ago,
didn't
Lord.
killed him
But he
years
was one
ago.
of the first Black people to ever in the Writers Guild. That's
Okay.
big. Jerry, you're a writer. So that's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal. He's a pretty big name. His name definitely has some weight. So rest in peace, Mr. Paul Mooney.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't
Yeah,
know if there were any
R.I.P.
reports on what it was that he passed, but it's definitely a great loss. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I like
Did
him.
Did you hear about the Black homeowner who concealed her race and her home's appraisal value doubled? Now, LaShawn, you being a homeowner, me being a former homeowner, this is and Jerry, you live in a house. So I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
if you own your
Yeah.
house or whatever. But I guess this woman, she grew suspicious when she revealed her race, and she realized that her race had played a role, and it had ordered another when she ordered another appraisal, and and at that time it had concealed that she was Black when she
Mm-hmm.
removed family photos and other items indicating her race from her home, and asking a white friend to pose as her brother when meeting the appraiser. And the appraised value, this according to, oh my goodness, I can't remember the source,
Mm-hmm.
the appraised value more than doubled during the third appraisal. And the woman, Carlette Duffy, it led her to file a fair housing complaint against the lenders and appraisers that she had worked with, alleging racial discrimination. So she purchased her home for $100,000 3 years ago. Given home price appreciation in the area, expected her home value to be about 185. Well, when she refinanced her loan in March last year, there was an investigation. Her appraisal came back at 125, and then her second appraisal came back from a different company lower than 110. So she paid for a separate market analysis for her home, which concluded a possible list price of 187 to challenge both appraisals. That's a lot of numbers, but
That's
wow.
But we know
We're
appraisals
still
is what
doing
helps
this.
sells your house.
Mhm.
When you get your house appraised, that helps sells it. So that's really bad business. But am I
Yeah.
surprised? So not
Mhm.
surprised. I mean,
No.
that's how like ghettos, what we call ghettos and things like that, was formed, because they would split it. I think it was I want to say Chicago or something, but they had it where they used to split the side. Like in the 60s, there was a wall that cover
Mm-hmm.
where Black people live and where white people live. And
Mm-hmm.
so the property drastically reduced if a Black person owned a home. And the homes that they own were homes that were previous white owners.
Right.
Mhm.
So the property value, and that still goes on today. They call it affordable housing when we move into them,
Mhm.
affordable communities,
Mm-hmm.
or projects when we move into them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we even get on the bandwagon and we call it ghetto if there's a whole bunch of us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, I'm not surprised at this practice at all. It's been going on for a long time, and I'm glad that she bought it out, but it should have been bought out years ago. We get the highest rates on our loans, and we can have
We
the best
do.
credit,
Mm-hmm.
highest rates. That's why some things I'm a little bit sketchy about, indicating race when it comes on some
Mm-hmm.
of those forms, because I'm like, why do you have to know my race? Like,
Right. Right.
what does that do? And I'm in property
Mhm.
management, but that
Mhm.
kind of thing right there, I'm always like, why do we have to do that? Why is it such a disparity? But there's a disparity among us and everybody in everything. It's a disparity in our grocery stores, what's stocked
Yeah.
on our shelves, how much we pay for stuff, our housing, our clothing. If there's something
Jobs.
that jobs,
Yeah,
if there's something we've been wearing for years and it become popular, it becomes higher. Meanwhile, it was something simple to us. So yeah, I'm not surprised. It's sad, and I'm glad that she caught him on that. But I bet you if they were to go back and look, there was probably a whole bunch of people that
I was going to say how many
lawsuits.
people fell victim to that, and how many people know about that. You know, how many people know that they have to look at that stuff. I would not have, when I owned my home, I sold my house because I moved to Baltimore to work, and I really was too young, honestly, to own a home. I didn't know. I was in my mid 20s, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I was in over my head and just wasn't ready. Thank God I didn't lose it, but I was able to sell it. I sold it as a sheriff sale, but that's still like not, not good. I could have anyway, but things that, you don't know this stuff, it's not information that, that, you can't get it from your family if your family doesn't own.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and it's not taught, it's really not taught in school. So it's not something that is just right.
But it's
it's accessible
homework.
Now, but you really have to look for it. Yeah, like you said,
you have to do a lot of research.
Because if you look at the specs of your house and the square footage of your house, and now that they have everything online, and you can match that up against square footage in so-called affluent neighborhoods and how much the price is for their house just because of the zip code and the area. There's even like places here in the area where I live, which is one of the biggest municipalities in Pittsburgh, and different areas pay different rates for the same house and same square footage. I mean, I could put my house up against somebody else's house any day and kind of get, a higher price. But I guess because my street now, when I first moved here, it was only probably like 4 Black families, and now there's probably like 4 white. So, things have changed.
And now we're dealing with gentrification. It is still weird for me. And I'm not saying that nobody has a right to live where they want to, that they don't have one. It's just weird to me that I'm driving on Penn Avenue through Garfield, where I remember it being heavily populated by African Americans. There's a heavy populated African American community, and you see coffee shops.
Even Homewood,
and
Homewood,
and
East Liberty.
The majority of the people, to defend Homewood, though, a lot of the people that live in Homewood are African American, and they own their homes. So I give Homewood that part. I do give them, but yeah.
My thing is, what I don't like is that's fine to fix up the neighborhoods. I'm okay with that in these urban areas. The problem is y'all are charging over $1,000 for rent, and we can't afford those. We already know who they're targeting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I don't like. I don't like that at all. That part gives me a little bit of anxiety when you're saying, oh, we're redeveloping it. Even here in Hazelwood, they're trying to do a little bit of development. They put a trail over here.
It's been a long time.
And
it's been a long time for Hazelwood.
It has been a long time. So it's well overdue,
Yeah.
But even with this, I can see it I can see it happening there in the process where they are building the trails over. It's called a Hazelwood Greenway. From what I've heard, it's supposed to be like apartments and like shopping plaza and stuff like that. But I already know the prices is going to skyrocket, even our landlord was trying to raise the price with this house because of what they're doing,
Hazelwood is considered the city, right?
Yep.
Well, city. We got a Black mayor.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
This isn't I wanted to try and get this in there. Congratulations to our good friend, State Representative Ed Wheatley. Jesus.
Oh, Ed, you didn't put both of them together.
I put 2 brothers. Talk about a nap. I need a nap shot. I said Ed Wheatley.
See, you talked about me.
Ed Gainey.
Congratulations.
I love
that is
Ed Gainey. Congratulations. No pressure, but there's a lot of things I'm sure Ed Gainey's like, oh, I got all this to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure folks are calling him and say, hey man, I got this, I got this boot. You know what I mean? Can I get this boot up? Like, let the brother get the keys to the bathroom first. Let him get the keys to the bathroom. But congratulations to Ed Gainey, his wife Michelle, and his family. I did put a request in to see if we can get him on the show, but
Yeah.
He's a little booked and busy. So
Yeah, books and busy.
he's got to read
the
new employee handbook.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big handbook. So congratulations to Ed Gainey, not Ed Wheatley. But shouts to Jake Wheatley though.
Jake Wheatley. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Jake.
Last 10 minutes, did you guys hear about Billy Porter? Pittsburgh native Billy Porter revealing that he has been HIV positive, diagnosed 14 years ago. And he was afraid to, he was ashamed of himself, and that's why it took him this long to. And it kind of made sense, with his character on Pose, Mr. Pray Tell. I love Pray Tell. Do you watch Pose? We talked about Pose before on the show.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about this. You all need to.
I know. I said I was going to. I did.
But this is I think this is the last season for Pose. Billy Porter plays Pray Tell, who is an HIV gay man. And the last episode, oh my God, Billy Porter sang his face off.
I did not know
off, honey.
Listen,
I live all for Billy Porter. I love me some Billy Porter.
Yeah.
I want to call him auntie, but I feel it's wrong. But anyway, sending prayers out to Billy Porter. He says, for a long time, everybody who needed to know except my mother, I was trying to have a life and a career, and I wasn't certain if the wrong people knew. I wasn't certain I could if the wrong people knew. It would just be another way for people to discriminate against me in an already discriminatory profession. He shared that he's been using his role as Pray Tell on Pose as his proxy, saying I was able to say everything that I wanted to say through a surrogate. Oh, that's powerful. And Pray Tell, listen, Pray Tell went through drinking. I don't want to say drug use, but drinking, because he's HIV positive and he wanted to try and find love. He lost other gay people, gay men in his loves and in his life. And so, it's kind of, I was like, wow, he's really playing this role to a T. So I'm wondering if there is some,
art representing life,
relativity. Yeah. And now that he's revealed this, and, I'm glad that he did come out, because there are people, HIV is still real. AIDS is still real. We just don't talk about it as much, but because medicine has advanced and, people are living longer with it. I mean,
right. Before people were dying within a year, after he got it.
I'm glad that he came out and talked about it. One thing
that's what made his character so for real and so believable, because it's like it's more than what they call method acting. He was telling.
If you don't watch Pose, Sean, at least watch that episode.
Okay, I will.
At least watch that. I cried. Oh, I threw my shoe. Like,
what episode was that? I got your.
It's not on Netflix. It's not on Netflix.
Oh, okay. So I can't watch that because I can't do it. She was like,
it's not on Netflix, and I'm changing my password. I think it's on FX.
Don't have that.
I think it's on FX. So
I think that's a premium with my cable company.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to gouge you.
Prayers to Billy Porter and his family for sharing his story, and his husband, and I believe he's going to be returning to Pittsburgh to film a movie.
Oh, good. I'll see him.
Maybe we can get him on the show.
Yeah, get him.
He's kind of a big deal. He's kind of a big
great.
deal.
I'll see if I can catch him. Yeah. You do something, Sean, and I'll do something too.
Okay. Jerry, you ain't got no pool, girl. You ain't pool now. This is our third season. You ain't pool near Nutter. Near Nutter.
Y'all, you don't know.
You don't know, Jerry.
It's been 3 seasons. We're waiting.
Jerry knows somebody. She did.
I know somebody.
Yeah, she knows somebody.
She knows somebody.
Okay. I wonder if you know this person. We're going to take a quick break. This guy, this woman wrote us about, she thinks her boyfriend is homeless, and she's putting these clues together. So we're going to see it and probably give her some, like, what would you do if you found out your boyfriend was homeless? Like,
I dealt with that,
no home, less of a home, no home, not a home, not a house neither.
Yeah.
Luther voice.
But a chair is still a chair, even
But-
when there's no one sitting there. We got to know that. You got to keep that. Keep that in your heart.
Is that a real saying? I've never heard of that before.
Oh my God!
You know it, chair. That's the song Luther. He's like, chair is still a chair.
Even when there's no one sitting there.
God, that is so funny.
But a house is not a home.
A hoe is a what?
No, I didn't say a hoe is not. No, a house is not a home. A house is not a house, and a home is not a home. When there's no one there to, whatever. And no one there.
Okay, can we go to break because we got fan mail coming up? Okay.
Yeah,
Now that song is in my head.
I know.
All right. R.I.P. Luther Vandross. We'll be right back. It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media Today. Hold tight. All the words are on her face. Mom, you have to turn your phone around. So my mom is watching and she said, Key, all the words are on her face. So I think she might have to turn her phone around.
Yeah, do the rotation.
You kind of rotate your phone, Mom.
Boop.
All the words are on her face.
It looks like Chatter Chick all across here.
How come she has all the words on her face there? What's going on over there, you guys? My mom doesn't even talk like that. I don't even know why.
I know. I was like,
shouts to my mom. She is a chaplain at her church, Covenant Church.
Yes, that's wonderful.
She is a chaplain, so that means I
know she's
cannot
for you.
Okay.
Cannot. And you
Jesus
do.
Be like, I know, Carrie. I know. You called me yesterday. I know.
Your mom be like, yo, let's pray for my daughter, y'all.
Let's pray for her, please.
Be like, again?
The child. Oh, I got hiccups.
All right, so here's fan mail. This young lady thinks that her boyfriend might be homeless. Says, I'm dating a man I think is homeless. He and I have been seeing each other about a month. She said 1 month. And I started noticing he doesn't ask me. My mom just texted me. He doesn't ask me to come over to his house. His car is super messy with food boxes and nasty trash inside. And he doesn't dress very well, but he doesn't smell. When he comes over to my house, he sleeps a lot and asks to use my laundry room because he says his is broken. He offers to cook for me because he can't cook. He works part-time at a local Mexican spot. He never takes me out on a date. Never takes me out on a date. We met at a bar. He is nice. I like his personality and he's really smart. And if he's homeless, I'm not sure if it's an issue, but I'd like to know so we could talk about it. But if he is, what do I do? We've only been dating a month. Run! No, I'm
Girl, that is not your.
No,
that's
you don't know why he's homeless. He's just homeless because.
So let me. I have
got a meth
personal
problem.
Experience.
Oh,
I got personal experience,
Ooh,
and
come
I
on.
said
Tell
no.
us here. What happened?
I say no because
you done dated a homeless man, Jerry. Lord,
not necessarily homeless, but like it's a long story. But anyway,
we're here. We got 20 minutes.
So basically, I say no for multiple reasons. A lot of men that I have met, dated, or some in general, they expect women to help fix them, and that's not our problem. If you're homeless, I'm sorry that you're homeless, but you can't stay with me. You got to get yourself together. I would want to know. This is why these are questions that I asked before the whole dating thing. Like, what is your job? Where do you live? Do you have
a questionnaire, don't you?
I have it all laid out. This is I have it all. I need to know the man. That's how you got to do it. So I would just go out and ask them. You're not going to know unless you ask questions. And I've learned that throughout my experience with dating and everything. I've kept stuff back, and I didn't. I found out things later on. Especially through like social media and stuff. But I mean, I just don't want her to feel like it's her responsibility, because it's not. She only been dating him for a month. It'd be different if they were like dating for a while. He had a home and he lost his home and became homeless, and that's different. But you coming in, with problems, and he just has to get himself together. He's a grown man. He can even stay in a shelter. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everyone gets knocked down. I get it, you know, but you really have to work your way back up to get to where you want to be, especially if you're dating someone. You know, I feel like personally she's being used because she has a home, you know, and she must have a job and, you know, car and stuff like that. He over there using her stuff or whatever. I'm like, well, what about yours? I would feel used, honestly. So just ask him, you know, if you're homeless or not. Maybe she can help him with like resources or whatever, but that's not what she should be doing, you know.
Okay. As our guest arrives, go ahead.
As our guest arrives. So there's a couple of things I'm going to say here. And I'm just, you know, from what I hear with the letter, he didn't ask to live with her or anything like that. She suspects that he's homeless. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of us are close to being homeless. And during the pandemic, a lot of us have experienced homelessness as a result of losing a job. So she didn't say anything about him asking to live with her. And she didn't even say anything about asking the question. And everything is about conversation and asking a question. So he's not using her. I think she's enjoying the company of being with him. That's why she allows him to come over and wash his clothes and to cook dinner, because she likes that. Now, if she's only been with him for a month, if she wants to start this off right, ask the question and then see what happened. She's not being used. If she's only being used as if he came to her house, and only for one thing, if she lets him use her, she's being used. But one of the scenarios would be that he came to her house just to, you know, sleep or
use her laundry
whatever
room or something.
You know, if he sleep there and that kind of thing there. It doesn't sound like he's taking anything from her bills. It sounds like, you know, if he's sleeping in his car, he's sleeping in his car. I would respect the man that did what he has to do to survive. If it's sleeping in his car, he did that. Maybe he's a prideful man. He doesn't want her to know, or he doesn't want her to, feel some kind of way. Maybe he's on his way up to get some things together, but everything is about the conversation. It's about the conversation. Just see. And we know everybody's a paycheck away from being homeless. Everybody. You know, I mean, I just paid off my mortgage, but I'm just, I ain't gonna be homeless, but unless taxes get me or something like that.
My mother always told me the first thing that should be paid on your check is, first thing is your tithes. Yeah. And then your rent or your mortgage. And she said everything else falls into place. And there's been many times I did not listen. And I was like, oh crap, that's what that means. And so, you know, you have to take care of home. And so, you know, we don't know what his situation is. We don't know if it was due to the pandemic or if he, you know, I know it says that he works at a restaurant. He's a cook or whatever. So I agree. I don't think that she should run. I think that that's true. And he does cook for you. So he is trying to make it work. You know what I mean? He's sleeping. So he's trying. So I was joking when I said run. Don't run. But I do believe that.
Don't run. Just have the conversation and ask the questions. Ask the questions. Everything is required of questions. We're so afraid in relationships to ask questions because we think it's.
If you saw a sexy homeless man,
I'd be like, yo, what happened to you?
No, you. Oh my God.
What?
What's been happening?
Let me take you to dinner, see what's going on.
How you get
I mean, Jerry, you go to the gym, a gym membership. If you go to the Wise free, I think maybe.
No, I don't go to the Wise.
Well, some people get. I'm not saying you do. But if you go to, you go to the gym and maybe a membership is $10 or somebody gets in your pass, or they let him in, and he's, he has enough money to pay for a membership, but maybe not enough money to pay for rent. And he just wants to keep, he wants to be fit.
Because the gym, you can shower and everything.
And you can shower and you can change.
And get yourself to get your health together, your mind. Come on now.
You went and talked to him and he's sitting there lifting them weights, Jerry. And you on that treadmill and you like,
Everybody deserves the conversation. Jerry be like, how you doing? Then
Jerry gonna come out. Jerry gonna come out with her.
My checklist.
How many kids you got? Where you live?
What do you do for a living?
What's shoe size? Where do you live
still talk to
again?
your baby mama? I was having all checked out.
And
that's
your last 3 occupancies, your last 3 residences.
Just have the conversation. Ask
That's
the
how.
question.
Yeah, that's how you got to do
That's
it.
the way.
Yeah,
Don't
I
be
agree.
afraid. I mean, I'm at that age now, you know, because I'm a woman, certain age. I ask the questions, and if you run, oh well, there you go. Because that's not rejection. That to me is protection. And now I know where to go, so I'm good.
Amen.
Right.
So
Amen. Ask the questions.
One question I want to ask is,
no
Blue
regrets.
Fight, where my frat brother at? I see he's checked in, but of course his camera's off.
You know.
You got. Oh, I was gonna say you got to show your face
really?
now, Fred.
There you go.
You know.
Did you do that?
How you doing?
What's up?
Hi.
Not much. What's going on? Got my cousin, my soul.
We've been trying to get you on forever. You be
Wait a minute.
busy.
Wait, he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, yo, Soror." I'm saying. I mean, come on. Blue, what's good? I was like, my bad, Frat. It's cool. Jerry was like, "Oh yeah, we doing this. That's right, cause that's my cousin. We gonna do this. That's right, cause you know we got to get my cousin on. You know."
Yes.
I appreciate being here. Thank you, guys.
Of course, my friend
You're
brother,
welcome.
Jerry's cousin, not LaShawn's cousin though. Jerry's cousin.
Not LaShawn.
He on the mama side. I'm on the daddy side.
I'm on the daddy
Hey,
side.
Anthony.
Yeah,
How you doing, Sean?
Got a
Good,
family affair up here.
Yeah.
It's a family affair.
Family reunion. Who we
right.
introducing?
Oh yeah. Oh my
introducing?
God.
Y'all funny.
That's my little show
But,
now.
you know, Jerry's my uncle.
Are you breaking up? Is that
Look,
Jerry's
Jerry's
your
my
what?
uncle, so we all good. We all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle Jerry.
Oh, your
Jerry's
dad.
my uncle, so we all good.
I was like, Jerry's your uncle.
My
But
dad.
her dad.
I was like, oh.
Jerry's
I
a
was like,
junior.
okay.
I'm a junior.
Jerry's a junior. Okay. Hey, Frat. So I don't know if you were kind of listening to the conversation before we get into the book, The Souls of Clayhatchee. Where the hell is Clayhatchee? We're gonna talk about that. You heard I don't know if you heard the fan mail. It was a young lady who sent us an email saying that she's been dating a guy for about a month and she thinks that the man is homeless, and she's been putting some clues together. He's never asked her to come to his house. His car is super messy with food boxes and nasty trash inside. He doesn't dress very well, but he doesn't smell. So there's that. And when he does go to her house, he sleeps a lot. And then he asks her if he can use her laundry room. Now, we don't know if he asks her for coins too. He says that his is broken. He offers to cook for her. He works at a part-time Mexican restaurant. He's never taken him out on a date. She wants to know what to do.
Well, she needs to ask some questions.
That's what I said.
Asking all them questions.
Absolutely.
Asking all them questions.
And at the very least, you know what? I like to come to your house. You know, when can I come over? You know, if you don't want to be so direct, at least ask that.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's only been a month.
I was gonna say, is that too much for a month?
I don't think too long. You know, a month. Yeah, let me stop by. You know, I just want to stop by and say.
I don't think it's too soon either.
You know.
Okay.
I'm clutching my pearls.
And I'm sorry if he's
quick.
homeless. There's probably other issues as well.
That was quick.
I know people that have homes.
I have 2 daughters, so you know I'm very protective. So you know we talking about that. I'm like, yeah, you need to get all that information.
Right.
Yeah, that's in the family. Jerry said she got a list.
You know, so you suspect
She gonna be
something. There may be
checking.
something started.
I got a checklist.
Checking his
already
FICA score.
prepared.
FICA score.
And I think at a certain point, those are things you should know.
And bring it to me. Let me take a look at it.
How much Bitcoin you got? Let me see.
Let me check it.
You probably buy lottery tickets.
Do you have a gambling problem? You know,
You have a gambling problem, call 1-800. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna get
Who's
with
your
Doc.
people?
Right.
You better know their people, though.
Who your people is.
Pittsburgh is so small, you could be dating a cousin, though.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible.
You go to
Oh,
church on
that's it.
Easter because you don't attend church regularly.
Let me tell
You
you
go on
something.
Easter and the whole family be there. You be like, is that cousin
Oh.
Ron?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that tap on the shoulder. I'm waiting for that tap on the shoulder. I'm waiting. Because let me be quiet. All right. So we're gonna break. We're gonna take a quick break. We're here with Dr. Anthony Todd Carlisle. He is the author of The Souls of Clayhatchee. And we're gonna talk about Clayhatchee and find out where the hell is Clayhatchee? Where the hell is Clayhatchee? So we're keeping it. We keeping it here at the Hey Girl Hey podcast. Give us a couple seconds. We'll be right back. My mom's still watching.
Upside down? Is she still watching us upside down?
My mom is watching and she has closed caption on her. So she's like, the words are on her face.
I love her.
So she's
How is it?
commenting.
She got Hispanic
right.
telenovela.
She said most men cook nowadays too. She seems happy. My mother, it's just she just sees the good in everybody.
That's a good thing. She's calling my mom.
Maybe you just, you got to pray for him, baby. Pray for him.
That's it. I know people that have like houses and filthy cars. So filthy car is not an indication. I shouldn't say I used to, but I have a friend that she has the cleanest car and she's really a stickler for her car being clean.
But not
for real, I'm just gonna say this right now while I'm on the air right here. Your house is a mess. It's a mess. I had to get up on that like that. For real.
She stayed putting her friends on blast.
Get that kitchen together. Why is that kitchen always so messy? Always. Crumbs on the floor. I'm done.
Back up.
Done. I'm gonna back up. But the car, you can eat off the floor in the car. It's always clean. I'm gonna back up.
Cause she an Uber driver. I
had to get that out. I was so mad. Like,
I don't know if you've ever watched the show. I'm not sure if you've ever listened. Hopefully you will. Hopefully you have. We cut up. We definitely cut up. We're ourselves. We have a lot of fun. So definitely welcome to come back. But say it one more time.
Well, I was crying when I heard chair is still a chair.
But isn't it still a chair?
Yeah.
I've never heard
even no one's there.
Even no one's there. But a room is still a room.
A chair is still a chair when no one's sitting there. Oh,
that was knowledge. I dropped that on you. I gave that one for
you dropped it on them.
Boom. I dropped it right there. Pick it up. That's knowledge. Pick it up.
God. All right. So Dr. Anthony Todd Carlisle, do I have to say all your names? Can I just say Anthony?
You know what? You can just call me Todd.
Todd, okay.
In fact,
Todd.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Todd.
All right.
Todd is my middle name. I actually go by Todd.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I know black people, we short and everything.
We're talking about a southern tale by Anthony Todd Carlisle, and it is called The Souls of Clayhatchee. Doctor, excuse me. And I named this episode "Where the Hell is Clayhatchee?" So, where the hell is Clayhatchee? Like, tell us about the book. You know where Clayhatchee is?
Well, let me tell you this. Now I did. Where Clayhatchee was originally was in my imagination. And in fact, I thought I had made the name up. I probably heard it. It was somewhere in my subconscious. And I used the name. I just, but my publisher told me, there's a Clayhatchee, Alabama. Really? I'm like, Alabama. So this is a small town. I think it's like a population of 472 or something like that. But maybe I'll get there one day.
Yeah, my family's from
everybody.
I thought I actually made the name.
My family's from Talladega, Alabama.
From where? Talladega?
Talladega, Alabama. That's where my family's from.
Okay.
My
folks are from Troy, Alabama.
Troy.
And actually, when I thought Troy, yeah.
My folks are from Elmore Square.
Well, that is a town right there. Elmore is a town.
It don't even. It's a town. It don't even exist anymore. It's in the history books. It's gone. It's gone. So tell us about the Souls of Clayhatchee. Tell us about it.
Well, it's about a guy, a young reporter who
you're lagging a little
wants
bit.
to fulfill his mother's dying wish.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's about a young reporter. He's trying to fulfill his mother's dying wish is to be buried in her hometown. And he's wondering, why does she want to go back to South and down to the South? They hadn't really been there in a while. His father despised it. And he didn't really want to go. You know, he's a working reporter. He's working on assignments now, and he's busy. But he does, because he loves his mother. And during that time, he starts to uncover family secrets, and it kind of reveals what she really wanted him to find. But there's a lot of twists and turns.
Well, what is it? That his daddy's really not his dad?
You have to buy the book.
Granddaddy is his daddy.
Look, he said you gotta buy the book.
But you know what?
The research
she said got an uncle daddy. But you know what? A lot of family dynamics are similar to this. So, you know, most of our relatives migrated from the South, or almost all, of course, you know, migrated.
Stopped in Cleveland and Detroit.
Pretty much.
That's where all the country people stopped. Cleveland and Detroit.
Yeah. and you know, it's don't say nothing. All right. So your sister had a baby at 12, and so I'm gonna raise her, and so now I'm your mama, grandma, and you know, it's that's the family dynamic. But the thing that I loved when I did read the excerpt and I read some of the notes on the book is the main character of the story is named after the stillborn child from your grandparents. So what was the backstory? Wow, that was, man.
Yeah. So I was raised by my grandparents, and they're from Troy, Alabama, and they migrated here in the 50s. And so they had a child. Their last child was born in 1960. And it was a boy. He was born. It was a stillborn child. And I think there was some other issues that happened at the hospital. And so I just thought it was interesting to kind of use this name, this person as the name of this character. It's kind of funny. I keep telling my relatives that the story, it is fiction, but you can pick some truths and things out of here. I try not to give too much, because they're like, am I so and so? Am I this? No, you're not so and so. There's a comedy. You know, I don't want people to get mad at me. Am I so and so? But yeah, I've always heard that story growing up about the last son, and he would have been about 7 years older than I am, and I just thought it was. So,
that was intriguing just to read about that. That was definitely intriguing. I have breaking news.
What?
I was born in Homewood.
Oh,
see, so Sean was right.
Homewoodian. I told you he was a Homewoodian.
See, Sean was right.
I was born in Homewood. I grew up on the hill though, so I'm gonna need super therapy right now.
Yeah, really, because you're a Homewoodian.
I'm a Homewoodian. You dropped some big names, Todd, like Terry McMillan, Eric Jerome Dickey. Is it Eric Mosley? Eric or Mike Walter Mosley. I'm sorry, but these are big name authors, Black authors, and you're saying that fans who like their books will like your books.
I love it.
Is it because it's similar, or you know, in what way?
Well, I would say this, and actually, when I started writing this book, I was on military deployment, and so. You know, there's a lot of downtime, you know, and so during that downtime, I was doing a lot of reading, and so I think I was reading a lot of Walter Mosley, and I was reading a lot of Eric Jerome Dickey. I haven't been reading that stuff. So, I mean, first, Eric Jerome Dickey is just funny. I mean, I love his writing. It's just humorous, and in fact, I think I read Milk in My Coffee.
Yes.
When I finished it, the next day, the next day I started working on my book because I just thinking, man, I want to write something like that. It was just I just thought it was funny, but I never really thought I was going to write a mystery. And maybe again, I mean, I was reading a lot of Walter Mosley, and that's all he writes, are mysteries. You know,
yeah.
So it kind of happened. So
yeah, then I definitely would like your book. That and Kimber, was it Kimber Lawson? I think her name is. I used to read like the whole series of those books. They would come out like there would be a preacher, and then the preacher would get married, his wife, and there would be a whole long line of them. And I was like, oh, good reading. So yeah,
well, that's good.
I got your book.
Go ahead, Jerry.
How long did it take you to actually write the book? Like, what's the process and the steps of writing a book? Because I want to do that eventually. I told you that.
Yeah, I know, and you're going to do it. All right. So now I started when I was employed. I was working on it, just doing it, and then I think I was probably writing on it every day. And then I stopped when I came back because I had to work on my dissertation. So everything else stopped. I think maybe I stopped for about a year or so, and then I started back up. And it was basically a daily thing. And so I committed to writing every day. Now it could be 15 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be 2 or 3 hours, depending on how it was going. But I made a commitment that I was going to write on it every day and get something down. Sometimes I would try to say, I'm going to try to write 5 pages, or I'll try to write 10 pages or whatever. And so, at some point, you're no longer writing, you just going with the flow. You just going where it takes you. So
yeah.
What do you enjoy? And what do you enjoy most about your book? What part, what do you enjoy most about either the process of writing it or reading it, going back or talking about it? What do you enjoy most?
Being done. So,
He said, I'm done with this.
Being done with it and just saying, okay, man, I set out to do this task and I'm done. Even when I didn't know if it was going to get published, the fact that, in of itself, just completing a manuscript is an accomplishment. And then, this is icing on the cake, everything else after that, but just completing it.
Is this your first book?
I get to talk to people like y'all. This is my first book.
Is this your first book? Yeah. Really? Wow. So are you done?
This is my first, yes.
You don't want to write another book?
Oh,
you can't be done.
Oh, no, not at all. I got something already cooking.
I was going to say, this can't be your first, your first and only.
No.
We got some folks, we got some great research subjects for you for your next book. You have this millennial chick who is just trying to find herself, and she's dating the wrong guys. She's dating the wrong guy. She doesn't know how to set her cell phone up. She co-hosts a podcast. She's a writer. She's really just trying to find herself. Not only is she trying to find herself, but she's trying to find love. And then you have another subject. You have a woman of a certain age. Her edges are slayed and laid. She owns her own home. She's very independent. She has about 50 jobs. We have no idea what she's like Tommy or Martin. We have Tommy. No idea what she does.
My family
we have no idea what she does. We have no idea what she does. But she's always booked and busy. She's adventurous. She likes riding bikes. She plays tennis. Like, she's the only Black person I know that plays tennis.
I do yoga too.
She does yoga. And she's funny. So I don't know if what you find from that.
It sounds like a dating show.
You know what? I was going to say that. I was like, are you putting my business out there like that? Like, something you're going to call her at 1-800.
I mean, you might have some frat brothers out there that's single and looking, And then there's me. You have a radio vet, young mother, single mom. She's trying to, find herself, and she don't know if she want to be on a Today Show or she just want to just do radio, and she doesn't know what she wants to do.
With her dog,
she wants to just hang out with my dog, and my dog is. I have a boyfriend and everything, but my dog is like.
Because I have a boyfriend, but my dog.
But my dog.
But my dog.
And he'll just roll his eyes at me like, whatever.
Yeah.
If you need any muses. If that's even a word.
That is a word, and I'm
Okay.
good. Thank you. I know where it comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I really do think my life is pretty exciting. It's very writable. And so I was going to act it out. I was going to act it out myself, you know, on stage. And do a one-woman show because it's funny as heck, man. Stuff I've been through.
My mother wrote a book. My mother wrote a book about her life.
Sure
and
did.
I saw, and you have it. You actually have. So, Mom, because I did not read your book, it's because LaShawn has it.
Kiki.
You do have it.
Yeah, I did. I'll read it tonight.
Wait, you had it for like 3 years.
She's watching the show. Look at the words going across my face, Miss Carrie. Look at the words. Look at the words going across. Don't pay attention. Look at the words going across my face.
Todd, are your grandparents still with us?
No, they're not.
Okay. If they were still, what do you think they would say about the book? Although it's not, it is fiction, but still, what do you think they would say about the book?
Wow, that was a good question.
I'm sorry. Did I?
No,
I'm trying to get my Tamron Hall on.
Yeah. What would they say about the book? I think, they'll start picking up some things like, this is not as correct. This is not as accurate as it could be. I think it was funny with my grandfather. It was always this tension. I think I want to kind of talk about that a little bit in the book with the North and the South. So he was a Southern guy. So he was always talking about, you Northern guys, y'all can't do anything. If you grew up in the South, you be, so it was always that, the South was this and that. So definitely they would probably pick out some things and correct some things that weren't right.
Okay.
But I would hope that they would love the story. Honestly, they inspire me. Part of the story is inspired by them as well.
Uh-oh.
We didn't lose him, did we?
We kind of
lost. No, he's right there.
He's there.
You was
okay.
You've been to Kuwait. Is it?
Yeah, you said when you were deployed. I was going to ask where
you were in Kuwait. You were in Iran.
Yes.
Did he say yes? Okay.
No, not Iran. Yeah. Just Kuwait, not Iran.
Just Kuwait. So you've seen a lot of tragedy. Would you ever write a book about the things that you saw and the things that you've experienced in the military?
I plan to. I like to. And again, I mean,
that takes a lot of vulnerability, though. Like you have to reveal a lot. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, with fiction, though, you can kind of hide behind the fiction, but I mean, there's still truth there,
Yeah, there is.
So you still got you got to delve in some of that truth, but it makes it a little bit easier as fiction. But yes, there's stories there that could be mine. And again, writers write about what they know, what they've experienced.
Okay.
So how did it feel having like an actual physical copy of your book in front of you? Like, it's different writing it, actually seeing
we see this stuff like in movies, like what it's like when they open the box.
Yeah, like
do they have like champagne, or were you just like opening bills and like, I got the light bill. My book came. Okay, well, here's an Essence magazine. All right, honey, you got the bills and like how was? Yeah, that's a good question, Jerry.
No, it was exciting. And here's the thing: I wanted to write a book all my life. I think I kind of put that idea on the back burner because I'm thinking, I need to do something practical. So I became a newspaper reporter. And so that's kind of, I had always wanted to write. This has been my dream to do something like this. So yes, I was tripping. I'm waving the book up in the air and I'm taking pictures and everything else. So it was a good feeling to kind of realize a dream.
Did you have the party? Like, did you have like your readers there? Did you do a book club, like to get everybody's initial reaction to it and, have them write a, what is it, like a review of the book and, post some of those things as well? Yeah.
So I have a launch team. And so, I had a bunch of folks who say, I'll read the book and I'll write a review, and the reviews are starting to come in and they're writing a pretty good reviews. So that's cool. But
nice.
I'm ready to try to have a party. I'm trying to get with my brothers and and we're gonna try to do something. And,
Let me
know. Let me know.
Let me know.
Oh,
no
but
shade.
you will not.
No shade. No shade,
You
but
will
it's
not
bright.
come for the blue boo. No, you will not.
Kind of bright, a little bit of shade.
You will
Little shade.
not.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm big with that. I'm big with like the PR part of it. Like those are the things that get people to read it and post and things like that. That's really good. Like even before it's published and done, those reviews are really great.
Yeah, right.
At the end, like I always read the back and see what people think about it, and or I'll go on if I get a book with my I know people do different ways with their tablet, but I got the Fire. So when I get a little book with my little Fire tablet, I'll go and I'll read the reviews about it first before I order more books. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then once you start to read it, and then when you meet the author and their personality, I'm like, I think some of that was them, or that. So I like to talk to authors and see after I read something like, and then I'll pick it out and I say, well, what character would that Tony be you in the book? And I was like, how did you guess that?
Is there something you would change in the book? You know how like we can be our biggest critics and we're like, oh, I should have did this or I should have added that. Is there something you would have wanted to change?
One thing, and I think that because I wrote the book over such a long time. Like I said, I started writing like in 2004. Then I stopped and I started back up. So I think a lot of times I had the main character James, and he was preaching about things, and at times he might have took a heavy hand on responsibility as opposed to the systemic issues that affect some of the problems that we have. And I think if I had a chance to do this all over again, I would probably would have talked more about the structural issues as opposed to personal.
Okay.
But that's about it. And my family have read, my daughters and my wife, they've read it and they picked that out. They're like, well, maybe you should have done, they're smart. And so I take what they gave me. I'm thinking, yeah, you're probably right.
Well, when the book is released now.
Yes.
And we can get the book wherever books on Amazon. Make sure you pick that up.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I'll get it. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and plug yourself. Where can we find you on social media, website, any of that? All of it.
Okay. So on Facebook, I am Anthony Todd Carlisle. On Instagram, I'm Anthony Todd Carlisle 524. And on Twitter, I am Dr. Todd Carlisle.
Okay. And the book? How can we follow the book? Is the book the publishing company or go ahead?
The publishing company is Hidden Shelf Publishing House, and they're out of Idaho. And again, the book is Souls of Clayhatchee.
All right. Well, Clayhatchee, and yes, the name of this episode is Where the Hell is Clayhatchee?
Where the hell?
Where in the Clayhatchee is going on? Yeah.
Where is this at?
Where is that?
My imagination.
That's awesome. That's great.
Dr. Todd, Dr. Anthony Todd Carlisle, thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure you guys pick up his book. Make sure you show him some love. Okay. My mother says,
what'd she say?
We all have books in us, testimonies. Preach.
That's right.
Okay,
preach.
Mama. She's speaking a word.
All right. Mine is a pamphlet. Mine is not a book.
Thank you so much, guys. I enjoy this.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We're going to close out the show, but Jerry has to let everybody know how they can catch us, how they can catch past episodes and all that stuff. Give us the tea, the deets and all of that.
So to listen to past episodes of the Hey Girl Hey podcast, we are on so many platforms such as Spotify, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Anchor FM, Google Play, Live 365, and UrbanMediaToday.com. Yes.
All right. What you got, Miss Booked and Busy?
So another way to reach us is via email at the Hey Girl Hey podcast @gmail.com, or you can give us a call at 412-709-6130. or on social media at Girl Hey 2018 on Twitter and at the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Facebook and at Hey Girl Hey podcast 2018 on IG.
Every time she says this, I'm thinking, are we doing too much? Like, we just do way too much.
No.
I'm always like,
not at all.
We just do way too much.
I don't know.
Make sure you check out Urban Media Today Radio. So, we're here in Pittsburgh, and there's no R&B station here in Pittsburgh. So if you're looking for some R&B sound, if the soul is the song, no. There's R&B, rhythm and blues,
I wouldn't
soul, funk, classic hip hop, good music. For us, you can log on to Live 365 or tune in and search Urban Media Today Radio. So make sure you do that. And you can listen live at urbanmediatoday.com. I am your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I'm the chatter chick, LaShawn.
And I'm y'all millennial chick, Jer. I'm not going to be too ghetto because my cousin's on.
You still ghetto. You know you ghetto. You know you ghetto.
I'm a little sophisticated since he's on there. Earlier, I was like, but no, I'm not today.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, Rat. Introduce yourself, Rat.
Todd Carlisle, California University of Pennsylvania Associate Professor.
Oh,
yeah. And the author of Soul of Clayhatchee.
Cal Yee.
Right. Blue
went to Cal Yee.
No.
It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media Today. Thanks for watching.